Okay, before we get started, I'll ask that any members of the media that have questions, we have a shotgun mic up front, but please speak up when you ask your questions because we're being piped upstairs to the press box and the radio credits. Joining us now are members of the West Texas A&M Buffaloes. In the center of our podium is head coach Mike Nesbitt. To his right, the far side of the podium, is Geremy Alridge-Mitchell. Geremy is a junior running back from Dallas, Texas. On the near side of the podium is Carter James. Carter is a freshman linebacker from Justin, Texas. Coach, start off with your comments on a game that looked to be a lot like last year at the half, and then your team turns it around in the second half. Well,
yeah, I don't know how many more times we can come to Cowboy Stadium and keep playing like that. I'm glad we only do it once a year, that's for sure. But really proud of our guys. I thought our kids played really well. Second half, I really thought once the defense got used to the triple option and got used to the speed of the game and could get in the flow of it, that some of the coaching and the drill work during the week would take over. And I think that's what we really saw in the third quarter. You know, you really saw the defensive guys just get their eyes in the right position and make some good plays. I was really pleased with Geremy Alridge. Thought he ran the ball really well today. And I thought the offensive line did a good job of kind of getting in the flow and the rhythm. And then when Preston needed to do some things, he did it. And, you know, as bad as the second quarter was probably for him, it was a good third quarter and a good fourth quarter for him. And it was good to keep seeing that growth.
What was the thought process, I'll say at halftime, because your final drive of the first half looked like you could carry some momentum in, and then you don't come away with points, heads are down as you go to the locker room, then you come out in the third half. The defense had been playing well in the second quarter, but then it looked like Preston and the offense got things rolling and put some points on the board.
Well, we knew that at some point in time, you know, we talked about it all week, that at some point in time somebody's got to do something special to make a play. You know, the last 3 weeks we've had a punt returner drop a ball, and this was the first time we got a ball back. Needed a big kickoff return. We've been talking, somebody had to do something to flip the momentum. And we were going in the second quarter at the end there with our heads down and, you know, maybe lost a little bit of momentum, but the guys believe, and that's the key. As long as we keep believing in each other, the coaches believe in the players believe in the coaches, and we just go to work every single play. And we got a chance, and that's all we want. As long as we keep working for each other, and I think that's what you saw in the third and fourth quarter for sure.
Geremy, you had 118 yards on 29 carries, 1 touchdown. You were having success on the ground in the first half as well, but the second half you really got to go. And talk a little bit about the difference in the offense from the first half to the second half.
Well, the difference was I knew in order to win, we needed to run the ball. We needed to run the ball well because they were giving us a great run box. And if we couldn't handle the run, there was no way we were going to win this game. Well, I wouldn't say no way, but I know it'd be hard. So I just knew that I had to step it up. Offensive line, I believe in the offensive line because they're great, and the play calling is great.
Carter, from your standpoint, 7 solo stops, 11 assists, 1 sack, tackle behind the line. First quarter, about the first quarter and a half, it looked like, you know, the option was kind of an unknown quantity that you were working against, but then the defense kind of figured it out. Talk a little bit about what went into that.
Well, we just made some adjustments after they went and scored twice on us, and we sat down and made the right adjustments we needed to, and they were doing some good things on offense to start off, but Coach P had a good game plan coming into it, and we just took care of business after that with those adjustments that he made.
Questions from the media?
Mike, what did you say to the guys at halftime?
The big thing I said at halftime, it was almost a mirror of last year. I just said, look, just relax. Just worry about us, win the individual battle, and just worry about what you're supposed to do. And it sounds like such a cliche, but if your eyes are right, you're fitting on the block as an O-lineman, you're making the right cut, you're protecting the football, and we make a big play somewhere. Somebody had to do something, but just relax. Just relax and make the play that you got to make. And that's the whole difference. Tonight, that was the difference. We stepped up and we made a play in the third quarter, made some plays in the fourth quarter, and that's what we didn't do the second week of the season when we played those guys from Stephenville. We didn't do that. And tonight, that's where the guys just kept believing and kept working. And that's the key. And as long as we believe in that, somebody's gonna have to step up and make a play and just keep grinding and working. And that's it. I mean, there was no yelling, there was no screaming or throwing anything like that. It's all of us, and if we just keep working hard, we'll be okay.
Talking about making a play, the kickoff return by Geremy Alridge. He had returned kickoffs all year long at 93. Y'all are down 16-0. Mike and Geremy, how big is that? And Geremy described the kickoff return.
Well, I knew that I had to step up because Leonard couldn't go, Jerry couldn't go, so I knew I was next in line. And like Coach says, be ready, and I was ready. We had great blocking. It was the perfect scheme for the kick and the way they set up. So I was just fired up and ready to go.
That's the deal. You know, we practice that, you know, twice a week, and we work hard on kickoff return, and we talk about it that's the first offensive play of every series, just like kickoff covers the first defensive play of every series. And you got to own that series. That's 40 to 50 or 90-some yards of field position you got to gain every time they put the ball in the air, and you got to have pride in it. And this team has a lot of pride in it. We had pride in it last year with Nathan Slaughter, and they take it serious, and the guys want to play on kickoff return, and they want to return the kick. And there's a lot of energy when we coach it during the week, and there's a lot of energy from these players when they get a play on it. And so it's a fun team to be part of.
Carter talked defensively. Jeremy's kickoff return, the defense was starting to look a little gassed at that point. You've been on the field a lot. He runs 93 yards in about 7.5 seconds. You guys are back out on the field, and to your credit, you hold them to 3. I'll say hold as opposed to shutting down, but so you gain 4 points in that. But talk about the defensive mindset after the kickoff return, knowing, hey, we got to get right back out there.
Well, it was a great play and definitely a momentum changer in the game. And I think after that, defensively, we picked up the intensity a little bit, and Oakley had the interception, and Tucci had the fumble recovery, and then we had 3 or 4 sacks at the end that really kind of shut it down and ended things for us. And so that was the biggest deal, was just the momentum swing, and gave us a little confidence boost going forward.
When the Buffs got the lead, was the mentality defensively that shorter, maybe limited passing the ball, so we've got them where we want them?
Right. Yes, it was. They're a running team, and so we knew that once we got up, they were going to have to move the ball downfield and get chunks of yardage, especially with as little time remaining on the clock. And so we knew they were going to pass, and I think we were able to be a little more aggressive in getting after the quarterback in that situation.
Any more questions?
Mike, you talk about finding a way to win. What's this going to do for your team moving forward?
Well, you know, hopefully it just keeps us buying into what we've talked about all year. You know, go back to work tomorrow afternoon. You know, we'll show up for a team meeting tomorrow at 2, and we'll enjoy it, and they'll go home tomorrow night after we watch the tape and the video, and we'll wake up and we'll start worrying about Angelo Monday morning. And just as long as we keep doing that, just worry about the small things, and those add up to good things in the big end. That's it. And so hopefully we just keep punching the clock every day. And I know it sounds crazy, and I say it all the time, but that's the honest truth about football. You just got to show up every day and go to work and work hard for each other. And I think a win always gives them a little bit of belief that what we're telling them is the truth, and it's the gospel, and we just got to keep working it and doing what we got to do.
Well, congratulations on staying undefeated in AT&T Stadium, and best of luck next week against Angelo State.
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for the fans too. Those guys were great.